afternoon, everyone, and welcome. It's great to see so many people here. I think we filled the room, which is great, but maybe not needed the overspill. So, as Candy said, I'm Tracy Weir, and I'm the Managing Director at CACI, and I'm just going to do a short intro. I want to start with talking about what our purpose is as a business. It's to do amazing things with data. I think you're seeing that all around. And that word amazing is very deliberate. It's an aspirational word. It's about making sure we keep doing amazing things with data. And then it's all about connecting brands with people and places. So people being your customers, your citizens that you're working with, and places might be branches where you provide your services, and stores. And we feel we're uniquely placed to do that given the skills and the data that we have within our business. And actually what we're seeing more and more is that our projects are crossing all of those. So we are looking at how digital and physical channels interact to deliver customer experience. So that's a bigger part of what we're doing. Ultimately, it's all about delivering value for you, the clients that we work with. Now, this is an historic day for CACI. We're about to launch Acorn for the 6th time. So we've been doing this a long time. For those of you who know about it, the census data comes out every 10 years. So we've done 6 of these, which is quite an achievement. And it made me think about CACI's history and really the fact that we've always done amazing things with data. So bear with me, a very short potted history. We started in 1962 in the US. And we were founded by 2 guys. This is Harry Markowitz, who was the technical genius, and there was a guy called Herb Carr, who was the business genius. And they founded CACI, which is now a 6 billion corporation. And they did that by focusing on simulation, and they developed a language called SimScript, which is still used today in a modified version to do simulation work at scale. Now, the interesting thing to note is Harry won a Nobel Prize for economics. So he was a smart guy and was doing amazing things with data. In fact, he's still alive. He's in his 90s now. So we started doing amazing things and then bringing it a bit closer to home. So these are our very own Holborn hipsters. These were the people that developed the first Acorn in the 1970s in their offices in Holborn. Unfortunately, Richard Webber's not on that picture, but he was one of the lead guys in that as well. But what they did in creating Acorn, taking that multi-dimensional census data and turning it into something that simply described geographic areas in very simple terms that was easy to understand, was phenomenal at that point when you think about the computing power that was available then, which was much more limited than it is today. So that's our heritage. So what about our future? Well, look into the future. As Candy said, she's excited about data. We're all excited about data, the people in this room. You know, there's never been a better time to work in our industry. The technology advances, the advances in data, the availability of data, it's phenomenal. It gets more and more complicated, but it's an exciting time to work in our industry. And I suppose the big thing that we're seeing now that will probably fuel the next industrial revolution, whatever you want to call it, is obviously the remarkable advances that are being made in AI at the moment. As my mom, who's 80 years old and in Northern Ireland, said to me, I think that AI is going to be a big thing. And I'm sure she's right. She does sound like that, by the way. But AI is making headlines everywhere. So this is just an extract of the articles I save in The Guardian to read about AI. There is so much of it. And from curing cancer to destroying humanity, who knows where the truth is going to lie with AI. But it's certainly going to be interesting for us. And I think one of the things it will help us to do potentially is to truly deliver personalization at scale in a way that we can't yet today. So that's going to be very interesting for us. So I thought I'd give you an update on what CACI is doing. So you've had a clue already from the video that we've used AI to build the new Acorn, deep learning AI. And Sue and Kevin are going to talk about that. So we are using it in products and building services for clients as well, or building solutions for clients. And those solutions are things like using voice data to categorize calls coming into call centers and so that services can be tailored. It's using satellite imagery and using that as part of our segmentation work and also logistics work. So lots of experimental work we're doing, but also client work as well. Now, I think it's fair to say generative AI has caught us all a little bit on the hop, and I've read enough to know that that's the case for even those who are very deeply involved in this field. So I talked about you saw an article there about Geoffrey Hinton before, who was the godfather of AI. If you listen to his podcast, he is saying he has seen things in the last few months that he would have never expected. The exponential development and what is possible is unbelievable. For good or bad, we don't quite know yet, but he certainly left Google so that he can share his thoughts with the legislators of the world. Coming on to, on generative AI, what we're doing is more experimental work. We're not actually using it to deliver client work as yet. We are writing code and then maybe getting it to generate code, looking at the differences and see if there's any things that we can pick out of it. And we're exploring how it can be used in content creation as well. And that will mean working with quite a few of our partners like Movable Ink, Adobe Braze, people like that, who will also be investing in this space. Obviously, we have to provide guidance for our people in what they can do with this. We are trusted with data about people and personal data, so we have to be good custodians of that data and use it in the right way. So we're updating our policies on AI and data as we speak, particularly to deal with generative AI. But we firmly believe smart humans have to intervene. They have to see that what we're doing is both accurate and doesn't have bias in it. So those are all the things that we're checking for in the work that we do. And then we're also going to be reviewing further the AI legislation that's coming out in Europe, which is going for its second reading in June. And that has just been updated again to take into account generative AI because it has caught them on the hop as well. So that's going to be very interesting. So we talked about using AI to build Acorn, and I want to take a moment just to think about Acorn, because what I love about this product, which is our longest standing product and still probably our most popular, is that it continues to evolve all the time. It is used by thousands of organizations across the UK. And why is that? Why is it as powerful now in 2023? Well, just quickly summing up, it's because it is both easy to understand and easy to apply. So it's very simple to understand. The labeling, the way we bring all of that data together to describe an area makes it very easy to use and interpret. And all you need is a postcode or a household address. So you can apply it very easily. That means you can get rapid insight into your consumers. Within a few minutes, you can build a profile of your customers and understand the key segments and what they look like. You can lay that on the ground. It gives you a consistent view of people across the country. So someone in Bournemouth who's in a category A will look similar to someone in Kendal in a category A. And that's another one of its great features, which lends itself to geospatial planning and the location analytics work that many of us do. And then what's great about where it is today, is the reach of Acorn. So Acorn is on lots of surveys. So TGI, FRS, YouGov have access to Acorn as well. And you can use it in your own bespoke research too. So that gives you an ability to really enrich your understanding of customers. And increasingly, it's being used in the digital advertising space as well. So if you know what kind of customers you're looking for, you can go and find more of them in that space and target them effectively. And lastly, we have built API platforms, which obviously the data is available in the cloud, and you can build those into operational systems so that you can tag up consumer data with Acorn in real time, and that usually is being used to drive personalization. So it does remain as powerful, and we're very excited about the new version. I haven't heard all this yet either, so I'm looking forward to hearing from Sue and Kevin. We've got some great client speakers as well that Candy has referenced, so we'll be hearing what amazing things they are doing with data, so looking forward to that as well. So I'll hand over to Sue and Kevin, and I hope you have a great afternoon. Thanks very much.